Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, guys, child, this is my recap, child. Okay. For Sistas. Dead to Rights. Season 5, Episode 11. I'm tired of Andy. I can't say I'm tired of Andy enough, okay? I'm tired of saying that I'm tired of Andy, all right? Stop the foolishness, Tyler Perry. You are playing with us. I think we all can agree, and we all knew that we was not going to get an answer, that we was going to wait to the end, to the last daggone scene, and play daggone games all up and around and through here about Karen and who the hell this damn baby damn daddy is, all right? Oh, the 12th and the 19th. Who did she sleep with first, y'all? Was it Zach or was it Aaron? Remind me. Because I'm thinking it was Aaron and then Zach, but maybe I'm wrong. So refreshing my memory, okay? Now, listen, y'all. I wanted Sabrina out. God knows I do. And I'm so happy that she is out, okay? Finally, our girl is free, fly like a bird, Sabrina, okay? I'm glad that you are free. But the fact that Andy sat here and played these daggone games and was dissing the hell out of Robin and then had the nerve and turn around and ask him for a favor, baby, it would not have been me. I wouldn't have gave her one damn red cent. Okay, let's just be clear on that. Having said that, glad she's home, okay? And I'm always here for seeing Q get his behind kicked all up and through here, every which way, up, side to side, in, out, up, down, and all around, okay? Kick his behind, y'all. Kick his behind. But let's go ahead and get into this episode, child. Take it from the top, from the very beginning. So we start out the episode with damn Andy getting home. She talking about didn't I tell you to be, with all your clothes off? You don't know how to follow directions. And he's like, oh, yeah, well, he was here. And she turning around. Of course, we know that Robin is on the couch. We basically are picking up the episode where we left off last week. And she is like, how the heck did he get up here? What are you doing here? Robin tells her, well, you didn't answer your phone. She's like, no, I called you. Yeah, I didn't answer. She being Miss Smart behind right now. And he's like, yeah, I know. And it was very important. So I thought I should come over here. Gary tells her, yeah, he was down in the lobby and I invited him up. She talking about, you invited him up to my place? Yeah, you see him sitting here, don't you, Miss Andy? Okay. So Gary talking about, well, he said it was important. So she turns back to Robin. Oh, you just thought it was a good idea to come up. He said, well, it's important. So Gary said, well, it got to be important for him to be up here this time of night. Okay, of course, he trying to be a small behind. And she over here, it couldn't wait for business hours. And he says, well, it is about the business that we discussed. And she talking about and then Gary, what business is that? And she going to be like, Gary. And he's like, what? And she's basically like, he going on about how late it is and the fact that he's up here saying that he got business. And then she goes, actually, it's private. And, Robin had this stupid smirk on his face. But I'm like, obviously, Andy girl, all things aside, like, you did not have a problem with answering the phone to ask him to help you with Sabrina, right? Which I get because we want Sabrina out. You know that you talked to him about this. So obviously, if he's coming all the way to your house and he's saying that it's important, yeah, Robin, you know what I'm saying, has been funny with the way that he came out his mouth that last time in the office. But overall, do you know him to pop up at your daggone house and be wanting to come upstairs and sit around damn Gary Funky behind to say something is important, and he would be lying about that for what reason exactly? And how quickly we turn and act a whole different damn way once you got your daggone bubble busted that it wasn't all about you and he actually has info about a damn favor that you asked him about to begin with, which was checking into Sabrina, that now all of a sudden you want to talk and you like, oh, Gary, can you excuse me for a minute and go in the other room? Child, if I was Robin, I would have been like, oh, never mind, then I guess you ain't want my help that bad, and I would have left, child, okay? But he better than me because he still sat there. So moving on along, she asking Gary to go in the room or whatever. He's like, are you serious? And she was like, yes, please. So Gary go ahead in the other room, which he could have just stayed in the living room because we all know he heard every damn word anyway. You know, he talking about something, you want me to leave? And she's like, please. So he get up and go. So in the meantime, she sit down and she's asking what's going on with the situation. And Robin is like, look, I can get her out. You know, I made the inquiry or whatever the case may be, but they want a whole lot for her bail. It's very expensive. And Andy's like, you know, money's no object, whatever it is. She was like, how expensive? Baby, he talking about some damn $3 million. He like, you got that? Because I needed to confirm with you and make sure. Now, mind you, when she first sat down, she over here talking about, I don't got time for bullshit. And he's like, I can get her out by the morning, but I need your decision. She's like, okay, a decision on what? That's when he starts to go into the bell. So she talking about something, well, she probably could have half of it or whatever, because she just was like, okay. And then she was saying she couldn't have it by the morning, you know. So it's like, well, how much can you get in? You know what I'm saying? When can you have it? So she's over here talking about, you know, she could probably get like half, right? Then they both agree and say at the same time that this prosecutor is an asshole. And yes, he is, because am I really supposed to believe that this man is doing all of this because Andy beat him in a damn divorce? And so therefore you're going to take this out on Sabrina and go this damn hard with her, throw him and this damn storyline away because it's ticking me the hell off. But nonetheless, I digress. You know, basically he's asking her, you know, how much she could get, and she was saying the half or whatever. So now she want to bat her damn eyes and have one teardrop fall and talk about, do you think it would be a possibility that you could loan me half the money? And he's like, listen, that ain't, you know what I'm saying, no little chump change. You talking about over a damn $1 million. Like, I don't want to dish out something like that. And she end up skipping bail, running or whatever. You know, are you sure that she's really innocent? And she's like, yes, I'm telling you, you know, she would never get down like that. She's the sweetest and best person that I know. And you're not going to have, you know what I'm saying, no problems. Because at first he was saying that he couldn't make, you know what I'm saying, any promises, but he'll try. So he was apologizing for barging into the home like this. And she was like, no, it's important. And he said, well, I'm sorry again. And he was saying that he should leave. But she was like, she couldn't come up with all the money by herself, right? And so this is the part that really made me laugh, because like I said, I would have been like, oh, hell to the no, girl. She over here asking about this, and he's like, I said, you know, I can't blame him being like, yo, I don't know her like that, and, you know, I can't take no chances with money like that. How you going to make sure I get back my money? You over here talking about borrowing. And she was like, you know, could you just at least think about it? And he was saying, well, you know, how do I know I'm going to get the money back? And she was like, well, when you go to court, don't they, you know, basically return the damn bail money or whatever? And she was like, I promise you, I will make sure that she gets to court, you know, and of course saying that she's 100% innocent of this. She would never do anything like this. And so she's basically telling him, you know, he has her word. And he gives into this. And I said, listen, Robin, I came through for you 3 different times. He over here up and up, freaking over $1 million to go towards your damn friend Bell that he do not know, regardless of, yes, he did play himself in the office that day and you checked him for that. He's still 10 times better than damn Gary is, okay? But he apologizes again for coming, says yes that he's going to do this loan for her. And he go ahead to, you know what I'm saying, get himself out of there. So as soon as he leave, here go Andy. Gary, are you there? Gary, you can come out now. And he coming out of his boxes and she all giggling. And it's like every time she say his damn name, I'll just be like, I just want to throw up, okay? It makes me sick to my damn stomach. I'm like, girl, I'm so over it. And I was just like, I never could tell with her whether this is, you know, you just playing really extra nice because of the whole supposed lawsuit thing, or if it's really you just head over heels still in love with him like this, or if it's a combination of both. But either way, it make me sick to my damn stomach, honey. I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm sorry. So, of course, you know, they ready to go ahead and get it in. I'm thinking for a minute that she was going to be like, you know, right now, I'm stressed out and I'm worried about Sabrina. You know, I can't even have sex on my mind or something along them lines. But no, honey, you know, it was the complete opposite. So that was basically, you know, the Gary and Andy situation, right? And so moving on from there, we had Danny waking up with Preston. And I was really happy to see them together, okay? I still wanted them to have more of a conversation, even though I think the conversation that they started having, from outside before they went inside was good, And they're waking up and Danny over here putting her robe on while she in the bed. And he talking about how he had heard her get up in the middle of the night blowing out her hair. He was like, by the way, it looked good, and putting on makeup. He asking her how she slept, and she's saying she slept okay, that she always sleeps okay when he was there. He's telling her that he slept good, that like he always sleeps. And he was saying that, he was happy to be with her and stuff like that, right? And he was like, but something just basically seemed off. Like this was the only time that they never did anything. And he was like, why is that? And she was, since the first time that they had ever got together. And she's like, oh, I just wasn't in the mood. And it was like, she just, her usual Danny self making different jokes, right? And Preston made me laugh because apparently this daggone picture on her wall is called Black Pussy. And she was bumping into it. And then he was saying, don't bump into Black Pussy. And she was basically like, oh, don't say that. He was like, hey, you the one that named the damn picture that, okay, not me. And he was basically saying, he wouldn't mind getting into some of, that too, or whatever. That's what you're supposed to do. And then he would basically be like, well, can I take a shower with you and different stuff like that. And it was like every which way he was trying to talk to her and go, Danny was basically still pushing him away. So I was like, well, you saying that y'all needed to talk and that y'all did talk, but how much did the talk really work? Because it seemed like y'all both was basically picking right back up where y'all was, the last time around. And it's like, where's the growth? Okay, where's the different conversation? Where's Danny feeling comfortable and feeling like she could open up to him and tell him about what happened? Because basically that's part of the reason why she's acting so, funny. And I'm sure that Preston would be understanding if he knew what she had just finished, experiencing. But she's not ready to go into it yet. So nonetheless, he's basically saying how, she's looking pretty and all of that. And then she was asking him, can he stay? And he was like, yeah. But after he picked up on the fact that something that she was holding back and not telling him, because he was like, yo, what the heck happened in here? He was like, this place looks crazy. She want to talk about some, oh, nothing, just redecorating. So then at that point, he started being like, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. He was like, she over here talking about some, she trying to leave a mystery, when he was saying, what is this? And he was like, really? He was like, for who? I already seen it. And then he had to even catch himself at one point, like, I already got it, I already saw it. Then he like, never mind. And so she talking about some absence makes the, heart grow fonder and all this different kind of stuff. And so at this point, they're going back and forth where he's like, you know what, I'ma just go. And she's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're not going nowhere. You already told me you was going to stay. And then he's like, all right, then I'ma stay. But I'ma go ahead and, get in the shower. At one point, she even trying to be like, oh, well, you want to pay the rent? What the hell pay the rent had to do with anything? And he was like, no, I don't want to do that, because last time I sat here and paid 3 daggone months and I only was here for 2 days. So she was like, oh, okay, I deserve that. Like, you gonna bring that up? So he was like, yeah. So he goes to get in the shower, and for whatever reason, I don't know if her hand hit his pants or if she purposely started feeling on them. I can't remember, but obviously she feels, something hard there or whatever, and she goes in the pocket and she's looking and she pulls out this ring. What I'm assuming is that she's probably going to have an attitude and think that the ring is for the girl that he was saying, he had thought about marrying before, and I'm thinking that the ring is really for her, okay? But child, who knows? And that's Preston's fault, because he should have never ever gave her that ultimatum or been bringing up no damn other girl to her. I didn't like that part of the daggone, storyline either. So moving on from there, we just basically see that daggone Karen and freaking Aaron is having breakfast, child. Okay, he done made her damn breakfast. No, she made him breakfast since he made her the dinner. He was saying, oh, you do know how to cook. And she was like, yep, I sure do. Of course he's saying, see, you made it through the night and, the world didn't end. And she was like, yeah, but I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here and go check on my shop. Of course, he was trying to act like he wanted to argue with her about that, but she was like, no, I gotta go to the doctor and I'm meeting up with the girls anyway. So kind of be like a 3-in-1 thing, right? I gotta go out and take care of my business anyway. And he was like, okay, cool, saying that he was gonna go ahead to the office in a little bit and they was gonna meet back up. So it seemed like they getting a little bit of a flow going on. Okay, child. Now, in the meantime, you got Fatima coming down and Zach is having breakfast. You know, everybody's getting ready to start their days. He's going to see a lawyer that Bryce told him about as far as this divorce. And he's saying like, you know, yeah, I got to find, I mean, not divorce, but child support. He's like, yeah, I got to get to the bottom of this. I got to see how much this is going to cost me. And on top of that, now you saying you don't want to marry me because of the situation. So here go Fatima talking about, well, yeah, you gave me the engagement ring or whatever. We got engaged, but we never talked about marriage. I said, girl, what? That don't even make no sense, because how the hell you say yes to get married to somebody, but you talking about we never talked about marriage? Well, when the heck you gonna do that? You know, again, they throwing it out there that sometimes she wears the ring, sometimes she doesn't. Apparently, she has not been wearing it to the office. Now, Fatima is saying that the reason she's not wearing it to the office is because of Andi. She trusts Andi, and you know, she knows that she could depend on Andi and tell Andi things, but what if Andi tells, you know, Karen about it or whatever the case may be, and then Karen goes even harder and gets even more pissed or whatever. So she was like, you know, he's basically asking like, are you sure that's all it's about? And she's saying, yeah, I don't know if I believe her, but we gonna go with that for now, right? And she was telling him that he's creating his own story in his head. And so he was like, yeah, you right. And, you know, if you're going to be with me and know me and marry me, then you should know how I am already. He was like, absolutely I am, but continue. And so that's when she gave him the whole breakdown of, you know, how this could affect Karen. So she was like, why don't we just wait for these results and then we could scream from the mountaintop? And so she was like, until then, you know, I'm going to take the ring off when I'm at work and I'll put it back on when I'm done. And so he was saying, fine. So she says, don't worry, I'm not going nowhere. You're not going to get rid of me that easily. You are stuck with me. Where's the confidence and the swag that I always know? So he talking about something. I'm swagged out. Look at me. I got a daggone, you know, I forgot the name of it on my shoulder, whatever, right? He said it's just all the stuff he's dealing with in his head is all over the place. So she was like, well, we good. You know, I'm not leaving you and your behind is not leaving me. You know, he over here talking about you promise. And then when she was saying he's not leaving, you know, he's not leaving her either, he was like, you right. You know, you stuck with me. So they pretty much was able to get past that. And for now, at least, have an agreement that until all this stuff gets settled, Fatima not going to be wearing the ring at work. Okay, girl? I say, child, this is a hot mess. So in the meantime, we got Andy still waking up with Gary in the house. You know, she can't even have a damn peaceful conversation with Karen on the phone, because Karen is calling her to make sure, you know, they're going to go ahead and still go to this doctor's appointment together. And she's telling, Karen is telling, Andi is telling Karen, child, that, you know, they're going to be getting Sabrina out on this bail. She have to go to the court this morning. So she's like, oh, that's great. She was like, for real, you serious? She was like, oh, yeah, I'm so sorry I didn't call you and I didn't tell you. So she was like, well, what does that mean for the doctor's appointment? And she was like, well, I'm still going to meet up with you right after. And then Karen tells her, we'll meet up with her at the shop because she's going to be there. And she was like, are you sure that that would be okay? And she's like, yeah. So in the meantime, Gary coming out talking all damn loud. Okay, he don't know if she could have been on a business call or whatever. He want to be damn heard and seen and everything else. And so of course she's hurrying up and getting off the phone with Karen. And Karen is like, is that damn Gary? She like, yeah, we gonna talk about that. So when she hang up the phone, Gary going on and over how good it was last night and all that stuff. And he just irritates the hell out of me, yo. She was saying like, oh, I can't believe you held it together like that, you know, with my boss coming. And he's like, oh, yeah, sure. No problem. She was like saying, oh, you really not going to bring nothing else up about it or whatever. And so he's like, and anyway, plus on top of that, you know, he's probably not going to be that much longer anyway. Of course, we all know that he have this plan. And she's steadily, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? And of course, he ain't really going into no details with her or whatever. He just saying like, you know, you'll see. And so, you know, she told him she got things to take care of today or whatever. And she go ahead to leave. So I'm like saying, when the hell is Andi going to tell, you know, Robin what's going on. She had plenty of opportunities already since she looked at this damn paper. You steadily asking this man for help. He's over here coughing up what 1.5 to go towards your friend Bell, and you still don't think that he should know what the hell Gary and them is up to? You know, Gary over here talking about, am I gonna see you tonight? Then it wasn't even where he was asking. He was basically telling her like, yeah, when I come back tonight. And she kept going, oh, if I tell you that it's okay. And he was like, yeah, you gonna say yes anyway, and you love me. And he was like, what, you thought you was gonna walk away without kissing me? And child, that thing make my stomach so sick every time he on the damn screen. So I was so surprised, y'all. Pam got to this damn salon and it was not burned down. All right, she coming in and she checking everything and she see where she left the damn plug in. So she's like, oh my God, thank God, you know, Karen wasn't here, because if she would have seen this, she would have killed me. And of course, who's walking through the door at that exact time but damn Karen? And she's like, what is it? I would have killed you about what? And she like, oh, nothing, girl, don't worry about it. She was like, oh, you left the curler on, didn't you? No, I was just now turning it on, girl, don't worry about it. I got everything. And so she's like, stop lying. And she starts to go in and on about, oh, this is why I can't trust you and why I can't leave you here. And I'm like, well, you have been leaving her there and you have been trusting her. And for the most part, this is the most we've ever seen Pam step up, to be quite honest. So give credit where credit is due. And so of course, she was like, you could have burned down my shop. And she was like, girl, ain't nothing burned down. Everything is okay. We good. She was like, but what the heck is you doing here? What made you come here? You know, oh, I was checking on you, and good thing that I was. And you know what I'm saying? Good thing I did come in, because my whole store would have been gone. This is all I got. You know, Pam talking about some, child, if this is all you got, then you need to really fix your damn goals, honey. Then she talking about some, are you aware of Proverbs? I don't know. It's something about forgive and forget. So, of course, you know, Karen talking about she don't give a daggone about no Proverbs. And then they started going back and forth where Pam was like, listen, do you want me to call your mother and tell her that you over here, you know, at the daggone shop? And she was like, do you want me to call her and tell her you left the damn curling iron on? So she was like, well, both of us would be in trouble, so we gonna just both keep our mouth shut, right? But Karen was promising her, or rather I should say Pam was promising Karen that from now on going forward, she will send her videos that, you know, to show her that everything is unplugged and turned off. And she was like, well, that's what you should have been doing, you know, from the beginning, child. And she said she ain't trying to stress her out. You know, go ahead and sit down and relax yourself. I said, girl, Karen is annoying as a person, as a boss, and everything else. But anyway, she go in her office and she gets, you know, a call from Andi letting her know that they're going to be running late, but they will still try to be there, right? They will still try to come. And, you know, she says she can't wait and she can't change the appointment, but she's going to go and wait for them and try to hold up the doctor from giving her the results until when they get there, because at this point they saying they sitting in the hallway and they, you know, waiting for Sabrina to come on out now. So she's like, okay, cool. So she's going to head there before them, right? Now, what was the next daggone thing, y'all? I'm trying to remember. I think it was, this prosecutor still coming up to Andi, still trying to talk mess, talking about, you know, oh, you really must have people in high places. And she's like, yeah, you remember that going forward. And he's like, you remember how, you know, hard you went at me with the divorce or whatever, right? So this man is not going to let up with the hell that's concerned that at all. And then finally we see Maurice. He goes in to talk to him and he's like, you know, you better start talking, okay? You better tell on your friend, because we got you basically dead to rights, okay? Which is the title of the episode. And he's playing the, you know, clip, of course, that Q have of Maurice. And Maurice is like, you can clearly see that I was being sarcastic and that that's a daggone joke and I didn't do that. He's like, I'm innocent, Sabrina's innocent, Q is the one that y'all need to be after. And that was my whole thing, to be honest with y'all. I never thought that this was going to go as far as it did, because to me, of course, it came off as somebody that's being damn sarcastic. I was not expecting them to be sitting here making this whole case up, but here we are. And so he's like, that's not me, and I want my damn lawyer. And I say, yes, Maurice, that's right. Don't say another damn word, okay? Keep your mouth shut and ask for your lawyer now, and that's it. Don't talk about nothing. Of course, Maurice is like, that dirty mother, and the prosecutor's like, that's your voice, right? And he's like, yes, but clearly that's a joke. Anybody can hear that. And the prosecutor, that's not what the jury gonna think. And he was like telling him like he was a liar and a hustler. And so, of course, he don't care nothing about what Maurice got to say. And once Maurice started saying that he wanted a lawyer, he's like, do you have a lawyer? He said, I'll find one. He talking about, do you have one? He says, like I said, I will call one. All right. I said, yes, Maurice, keep saying that. So then he gonna get smart talking about something. Well, then I'll do the talking. This is the prosecutor. Don't you say another word. You be quiet. Here's the deal. If you say that you didn't do it, because I know you didn't do it, and Maurice was like, well, then why am I here? He talking about Sabrina Collins did it. If you say she did everything, then we will let you go. And Maurice was like, no, she didn't. And he was like, well, she's the one I want. And he was like, why? He talking about she needs to be in jail. Like, huh? How you going this damn hard like that? And so Maurice was like, what the hell are you talking about? And he's like, you testify against her and basically you could walk. And Maurice was like, hell no, I'm not testifying against my friend. He was like, that's all you have to do. And he said, well, then it ain't gonna be no deal. Next, what's the next deal? And so he's still talking about, come on, Maurice, do you want 30 years in here and all of this? And he said, I won't be in here for 30 years because I'm innocent. So I said, yes, Maurice, just keep sticking to that. Keep going hard. Keep standing your damn ground, asking for your freaking lawyer, and that's it. This man is so pissing me off with his big ass damn long ass head, okay? So he talking about, well, we have you, and he just still kept trying to, be the Sabrina's the mastermind and all of this. And I'm like, really? All of this is supposed to be because Andy went up against him? I'm sorry, it's just not making sense. Even if they would have just made him like this hard up attorney that want to make a name for himself, that feels like this is a big case, or he feel a certain way towards black people, or he feel a certain way with banks being robbed. I don't know. That would have even been more believable than him going this hard, or because he's mad at Andy about a damn divorce. So then he talking about some enjoy your stay, and basically went walking off and left damn, Maurice sitting there. So then, Karen, they realizing Andy and Danny as they sitting out in the hallway like, damn, we gotta call her because it's going on 11 o'clock now, and obviously we gonna be even later than we thought. And so they call her, and at this point she's basically, letting her know that Sabrina's gonna be coming out right now. They're waiting on her and all of that. And she's like, okay, well, I can't, keep waiting. So that's when they basically had the plan that she was going to go ahead of them, but they still was going to meet her there. And, they were saying that they would stay there and hold it down until the daggone, until Sabrina came out, right? And so in the midst of them talking to her, they like, wait, we see her coming out now. And she's like, wait, for real? She's right there. And they're like, yeah. So she's like, let me speak to her. And of course, they all having an emotional moment, hugging or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, yes, finally, Sabrina's out, okay? It only took the whole first half of the damn season, okay? 11 damn episodes. But our girl is out, all right? And so she's like, I just want to go get in the shower, okay? I can't blame her. That's the first thing I would want to do, too. And then, Sabrina gets on the phone with Karen, and she's basically like, I want to see you. I love you and all of that. Are you okay? And she was asking if they, she was going to come to the hospital with them. But Sabrina again is like, no, I just want to go get in the shower. I'll see you after that. So she's like, okay. And they hang up the phone. They say they're going to drop Sabrina at the house first and then go to Karen. So they drop her off. And they let her know we going to the hospital. We gonna go see what's going on with Karen. And as soon as we done that, then we gonna be on our way right back here. She's like, okay. And poor Sabrina just look out of it. All right. I have never been to jail before, but I'm pretty sure that I would probably come out looking that same way too. Right. She just looked traumatized, out of it, tired, over it, and look like she want to go ahead and clean herself off. Can't blame her for that. So Zach goes to see this daggone, lawyer that his friend told him about, right? And when he comes, she saw him have a seat, and she's asking him the situation. He's like, one ex from 3 years ago is about to have a baby that I don't know if it's hers or not. And one ex, the one that I was with for 3 years is about to have a baby, and if I don't know if it's mine or not. And another one from 3 years ago that I basically had a white night stand with, okay, has a child by me that I'm just finding out about. So she's like, huh? He's like, yeah, it's complicated. So she tells him based off of, you know, his income of what he sent over his house and everything else, that basically both of them could get up to 50% each from him. I have never heard of this before in my life, child, okay? And he's like 50% each. He's like, well, damn, what the hell would be for me then? What am I going to be living on? What am I going to get? You know, and she's basically like, are you on good terms with them? Of course, he starts laughing and is like, hell no, I ain't on no damn good terms with them. She like, well, I would suggest you get on good terms. You know, he's talking about something, well, how good? Because getting good with them is what got me in this situation in the first place. Poor damn Zach. So she was saying, well, wait to see, you know, what they talking about, what they want, and who they lawyers are. And she would represent him. And then he's asking, you know, is she expensive? She basically said, yeah, but because Bryce is the one that referred him to her, you know, she would give him some kind of deal, right? Don't worry about it. Excuse me, y'all. So, of course, at this point, just like I was just coughing, damn Zach is coughing and choking up and saying, you ain't hot in here, okay? You ain't finding it hard to breathe. And she like, nah, I'm good. And he's like, yeah, it's probably me thinking about this damn money, all right? But she told him that she gonna go ahead and see what she could do for him. So I said, child. Now, moving on from there, we basically get to, you know, they finally showed up at the hospital, no, you know, and no, I'm sorry. Before we get to that part, right? When they was still at Sabrina's and they dropped her home, Danny over here talking about, all right, girl, fight the power, you know, hold on, be strong, don't let them take your mind from you and all of this stuff. That part was funny to me, even though I know daggone well, you know, it wasn't funny to Sabrina and them. She just looked so out of it, you know. Danny talking about stay free, baby, okay? And Andy is pushing her out the door like, yeah, it's too soon, it's too soon, it's too soon, okay? Get your ass out of here, right? So she go ahead and push out the door. And as Sabrina's just trying to sit down and think and clear her mind for a minute, she gets a call. She kind of rolling her eyes up in the air. And it ends up being Calvin, and he's like, oh my God, you out, like, thank God or whatever, you know, so happy. And she's like, yeah, I got out on bail. So he was like, I can't believe what he did to you, this damn bastard, you know, and he's still been here. He won't leave. She's like, what? And then, you know, because he's telling her, like, it was Q that did all of this. And she's like, yeah, I know. She was like, what do you mean he's there? And he was like, yeah, he's the one that did this, and he's still here. I haven't been able to get him out. Everything I do, he won't leave the damn apartment. She said, what? Wait, what? What you said, huh? He was like, yeah, he's here now. She was like, oh, no, are you serious? She was like, I'm on my damn way right now. I'm going to take my shower and I'm on my way. He said, no, I'm coming to you. She said, I said I'm on my way. I said, uh-oh, wait a minute now, Sabrina. Sabrina was pissed. So she get up to take her shower to go, right? Then we got the girls. They finally got there to the hospital or whatever. And, you know, Karen says she tired of sitting down. So they both basically sit down because they was like, do you know anything yet? And she was like, no, I told her to wait till y'all get here. So then the doctor comes in and, you know, she's like, thank you for waiting for my friends. And the doctor's like, sure, no problem. So she was like, you know, this sometimes cannot be to the exact science. You know, we try to get as close as we can. But between what we see on the ultrasound and what you gave us for your last period or whatever, you know, we estimate that this would happen on the 12th. So Karen is like, what? And then it's like, it wasn't the 19th. So the way she reacted makes me feel that it's Aaron's, because we know how absolutely sure she was that it was supposed to be Zach's. And I feel like she wouldn't have had that reaction and been like, are you sure? And it's not the 19th? If it wasn't that it's Aaron's and not Zach's. But maybe I'm wrong, y'all. That's why I was asking, who do y'all remember her sleeping with first? Because, of course, Tyler Perry ends it there and does not let us know the answer. Because when the doctor goes walking out and Andy and Danny is like, okay, so who did you sleep with on the 12th, child? Was it Aaron or damn Zach? We don't get no damn answer. She just still looking at them and going, wow. Yeah. Okay. We all feel the same way, right? So basically, from there, we get Sabrina getting over there and saying, you know, where is he? And coming and walking in, and Q at the counter like, yeah, girl, whatever, and talking his little crap and smacking on back on some food. So when she was like, you got my friend in jail, he was like, well, at least he getting some free food and 3 meals a day or whatever, and a nice, you know, hot bed. He's like, you know, oh, hey, Sabrina, all nonchalant or whatever. So, you know, she's pissed and she's charging over there to him. He dancing and smiling. You know, Calvin was telling him how disgusting he was before he went to open the door for Sabrina, because she came banging at the door at that time. And when he was saying he disgusting Q over here, your mama and all this, just he's another one that irritates my nerves. So she come barging in and she's like, I don't know what her and Calvin even being like, acting like he's gonna have some type of guilt or shame about it. Obviously he don't, because he set y'all up, so we beyond that at this point. So she's asking him, why did you lie on me with the police or whatever? He was like, you know, she said, you playing stupid now? And he's just still laughing. He like, I ain't say shit. She was like, I'm not playing with you. And she was like, and why do you have my friend, you know what I'm saying, all messed up in jail, and why the hell is he still here? She was like, you need to get the hell up out of here. And so Calvin was like, he keep picking the locks, and at this point, he done stole stuff out the house before and stole my damn daddy, you know, golf club, so I don't want to leave him here for him to take the rest of what, you know, Maurice has left here or whatever. And he over here, yeah, sure did, and just still smacking, and you know, Calvin was saying he can't go to the landlord because neither one of their names is on the lease, so he really wouldn't have, you know, no bearing. If he say anything to try to get him out, he wouldn't be able to get him out that way. And Sabrina's like, what? And he's like, yeah. So she's steadily telling him, like, you gonna get the hell up out this house. You gone, you know. And Sabrina looked back where them damn golf clubs was, you know, he over here talking about this shit is good and still smacking down, and she knocked it out his hand and basically was like, get out, get the hell out. He was like, I'm not going no damn where. He was like, Calvin, you better get this bitch. And Calvin telling him, watch your mouth. Baby, Sabrina went and grabbed that damn golf club and started beating the mess out of him. She was like, I got your bitch, I got your bitch. I said, get him, Brina. And then he grabbed her, and when he grabbed her, Calvin started beating him with the damn golf club from behind, and Calvin just kept whipping his ass and whipping his ass. I said, yes, whoop that trick, whoop that trick, whoop that trick, okay? But Sabrina starts yelling and was like, stop it, stop it, stop it, you'll kill him, you're gonna kill him, you're gonna kill him. And that was basically how the episode ended, y'all. I don't know, y'all. Y'all put it in the comments. Tell me what y'all thought about this one. Let's discuss. Okay, like, comment, share, subscribe. Do y'all think that when this comes back in January, the second half is going to be better than this first half? Because I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I have not liked this first half that much. To me, we have actually had a better first half of the Oval than we have Sistas. Just gonna keep it real. That's my opinion. But you guys tell me your opinion. You know, like, comment, share, subscribe. Give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. Till